Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead. If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just two ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm Amy with a Y.
And I'm Amy with an I.
We're just two blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup. I actually forgot the line for 2 seconds, Amy. Oh,
wow.
My God, we're all gonna die. It's coronavirus. It's infected me. Oh, you are listening to episode 98 of Secular Soup, and we thought we'd just kick around some ideas about the coronavirus that's apparently going to kill us all.
Apocalypse?
Yeah, that. The thing that I wasn't even remotely worried about.
Every zombie movie starts with
2 days
the news
ago.
clips.
Yeah, and now I'm just like,
I wasn't worried about it. I literally said that at work 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not really concerned. I'm young and healthy.
Yeah.
And then I realized this lady that sits right next to me at work, two-time cancer survivor, barely back from her latest surgery on Monday.
No. Yeah.
So
I as an immunocompromised
I'm hoping that we can work from home.
person, I should worry more than I do. But
you live in a small town.
I live in a
viruses.
Yeah.
Viruses are touristy. Mm-hmm. They prefer big locations.
But we have a lot of tourists in this town and a lot of really dumb people. So
I'm pretty sure you don't have tourists in freezing weather.
That's true. They mostly come in the summer. So, but I'm concerned that I own a thrift shop, and just based on today, people are staying away from the thrift shops, and I don't blame them.
Oh, no.
Because it's basically a huge petri dish full of germs from all kinds of places, and you don't know how well that stuff is cleaned off, and I get it. So now I'm just fuck, I probably won't get the virus, but I'm going to go broke because nobody's going to come shopping. Oh my God.
Well, I'm hoping I can work from home.
That would be a nice benefit. I unfortunately...
It would be so good.
Running a thrift shop, I can't do it from home because then I'd have to have people come to my home to buy the things. And I feel like that would be awkward, you know? Just come to my house instead and buy your trinkets. I don't know how that would work logistically, for starters. Yeah, no, I had done a little bit of reading on it, and I was like, it's like the flu. Why is everybody freaking out?
Well, whatever.
Not even that. It's just how is this worse than the flu? I don't quite get it. And
I did the same thing. I was reading about it. I was like, runny nose?
Yeah.
Pass. I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, and even if pneumonia is what kills you, that's the same as the flu too. But I don't know, the way it's being treated
all the
now,
mutations. It's the fact that it hangs in the air. They don't know how it's transmitted.
Yeah.
It's all this. They came in and deep cleaned my offices yesterday, last night. But everybody's really nervous.
Yeah, people are just kind of
And I left work early yesterday because I was sick. Mm-hmm. And I came back in today at my normal time. And I went in and talked to my boss and my boss's boss. And I was like, I just want to reassure you guys that I'm not feeling corona-y.
Yeah.
I was just anemic and I'm okay and I'm not contagious. And they were like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then that's when they told me, they were like, we've sanitized the whole office. Everything's good.
Yeah.
And we have, they have hand sanitizer everywhere. They were like, just wash your hands. And I was like, well, I like to keep my hands clean. So I open all the doorknobs with my mouth to ensure that my hands stay clean. And my boss's boss is the most straight-laced person I've ever met. She does not understand humor.
Yeah.
And so I troll her constantly.
Yeah.
But I told her that, and she just looked at me, and then she was like, it was a beat, and then she laughed. Because she had to
she had to think about it.
Make sure that I don't actually open because then it would be a conversation.
Because that would be bad.
But my direct boss was in there too, and she was laughing her head off. And so the other lady was like taking the cue. She was like, "You're joking. It's funny." That's what she says. She's like, "You're joking. That's funny."
Yeah, that's good stuff. I should tell people. I should tell my customers not to worry because I clean everything by licking all of the items, and that gets all the dirt off.
You.
So
yeah, it's like a cat.
You're fine. I clean stuff like cats do.
Also, I tell them I'm like I'm very concerned on keeping my hands clean, so I just open every door with my mouth.
Yeah,
and they just like. The faces, though, they were just like,
I am so concerned about Broadway right now because they just, they closed Broadway. I can't even, can you imagine having like $150 tickets to go see Hamilton and you find out you can't go? I would lose my shit.
I would be
like
infuriated because you've been wanting to see it.
You've been waiting for like a year with those tickets. And you're
more than that. You've been wanting to see it since it came out, though.
Yeah.
You know every song.
Yep. And you had a whole date planned. You were going to go out for dinner beforehand. You knew where you were going to go. You paid a fucking arm and a leg for those tickets.
Meet that guy from Facebook group.
Oh, it was going to be amazing.
You're probably going to fuck him. Exactly.
And then now it's just can't. And they're not just going to do a redo for you.
Anything.
You might get a refund, but there won't be a redo. They're not going to reperform it. You're just kind of fucked. So. I feel, any of my listeners who are fellow Broadway nerds, I'm sorry. I'm really hoping this thing clears itself up before the traveling production of Frozen comes to Minneapolis, because I don't want to have to miss it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking more about me. That's not until mid-May, so we have a little bit of time to sort things out, but if that gets canceled, I'll probably just stare into the theater doors like a sad puppy. Please let me in, please.
I'm just a little concerned, just the sheer volume of people that are dying.
Yeah.
In Italy and stuff. That's...
Yep. Well, the good thing is at least...
That's the main thing.
We have a really good healthcare system here. From what I've heard, it's the best in the world.
The problem... Well, someone told me that at work today. And I was like, sure. But then you get a bill for $500,000. So...
Right.
The healthcare system is great. We have great response time. If you go to the emergency room, you have to wait. You have to wait a while, but it's actually good. They get you back. They admit you if you need to be admitted. You're made well.
Yeah.
You're not sent home.
Even that depends on where you are, but still.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But overall, on average, it's great.
Yeah.
But you sign that paper with all your identifying information and all of that, and they're like, we will hunt you down.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to take names of your family members, your children,
I have had medical debt. They are serious about that shit.
I have medical debt. I have medical debt all the way up to my eyeballs. I don't care. It's that and student loans. It's that's adorable.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Fuck you.
Put my gallbladder back in me?
They could try.
What are you going to do? Shove the baby back inside? Good luck.
I always thought it was funny that our local hospital is run by a nunnery. I don't think they call them nunneries anymore. I believe it's a convent. But it's literally a convent that owns this hospital. And they were...
Is it the evil one from Good Omens?
They're all evil. I don't know how to separate that. But they were the worst debt collectors. And by worst, I mean just they hired the most horrible money bounty hunters on the planet that would call and harass you all the time. And I'm like, this is like the nuns. Can you just cut a girl a break? It's not my fault I'm sick. Do you need to have this asshole you hired?
Frustrated.
Oh, God. I don't.
They're lonely.
I guess. Maybe it's their only enjoyment in life.
It's their only enjoyment.
I don't know. Yeah, we're supposed to be going to
it's crazy.
We're supposed to be going to a fundraiser in 2 weeks, and I don't know if we should go or not.
So I have this friend that they've been having issues with their child in school lately, and so this was already going to happen. They were going to pull him out and put him in virtual school,
right?
Online virtual school.
Yeah. The
homeschool instruction is not taking any more students at this time.
Oh no.
It's like a virtual academy thing. It's are you kidding me? Yeah.
How are they not taking, they'll take any, we did that for 2 years with our older son.
Capped out. Sorry. Maxed out. Their administration system and everything admission system is overloaded.
Yeah. my child will be in heaven if they cancel school because of this. He's just...
Well, they just extended... We're on spring break this week.
Mm-hmm.
They extended spring break for the school district adjacent to ours.
Mm-hmm.
So odds are spring break will probably be extended.
They didn't even give our kids a spring
week.
break this year. They fucked them right out of spring break, but only because they're building a huge performing arts center at the high school, which is amazing because we've never had one in this town. And so to make them be done earlier so they could like keep going with the, I don't know, they did some weird thing where they have a couple longer weekends, but there's no spring break. So that sucks.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks for the kids, but at least they'll get out of school earlier. So, although with the amount of snow days and usually that kind of shit,
we don't have any of those.
They make that up at the end of the year, or they take away days from like Easter break.
We don't have any snow days.
We didn't even really have snow days this year. It was just that fucking cold days. Like, it was so fucking cold that they couldn't even operate the school.
Outside.
It was so bad.
Well, so the thing that's the problem here in this country is we have a very poor outlook on taking days off.
Well, you're a loser if you do it. So
not feeling well, so you're just gonna power through it because a big chunk of the country, like I was for a very, very long time, are contractors who don't have sick days, and so if they don't show up to put their body in a seat, they don't get paid.
Yep.
So you're in there coronaing it up, and you're just infecting your entire office.
Well, and even if they're not contractors, there's so many businesses that just don't have sick days, or everybody's part-time, so they don't have any kind of benefits. Yeah. And even that, like...
Then there's mine. I can't afford my benefits. I mean, I have sick days.
Most people
now.
can't afford the benefits.
But I'm saving them because I'm supposed to be having surgery soon.
Yeah.
So I haven't taken any time off. And the reason I took off yesterday is because I'd already worked 2 hours of overtime. So I left a little before lunch because that was already 6 hours.
Well, yeah,
so
like if you want to have a baby or something, you have to save up all that shit. You can't just be sick randomly. Like, that's not a thing, which I feel like that blows people's minds that don't live in America. You can't just not go to work because you're sick. You have to save that shit up so you can plan your sickness, so you can like have a baby,
and you only have
a
certain number of days.
Yeah,
I mean, I accrue my time accrues throughout the year, but your amount of actual days, starts at the beginning of the year, and that's all you have for the entire year. So
after that,
January
you're just
to
not
December,
getting paid if you don't show up.
That's it.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's no system to bail you out of that. Like, there's no government.
And some companies like mine,
and
you can flex time around. Like if I'm 30 minutes late, I can stay 30 minutes.
Yeah,
they're cool with that. Whatever.
Yeah, but just taking a whole day off.
How dare you?
And it's looked upon, like, we have this fucked up idea of work in general in this country. Like, don't be a baby, go to work. You're fine.
Yeah. They're big stressors of work ethic.
Yes, so much.
So and
people let their kids go to school sick because they can't afford not to work.
Because you can't afford childcare,
and you can't afford
to miss work.
So we're waiting to explode with the pandemic.
This country is probably going to get hit harder than any other country.
We just don't have the healthcare system to deal with it.
We don't have the infrastructure set up for us to all work from home.
Nope.
Or the majority of us.
We don't have the politicians.
Although they just told us, they were like, just take your desktop computer home. I'm like, what? We're just going to, I have 2 monitors and a big old tower. I'm just going to shove it in my purse. What am I going to do?
That's what I would do. Put it in your bra.
Well, I can bring one of those big old IKEA bags and just shove it all in there. I'm like, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Stuff in your bra. I'm sure it's fine.
Carry it up the stairs with my janky shoulder. Cool.
Well, you've saved up all those days now, so if they have to do extra surgery on your shoulder, then you've got extra days. So
I've had this injury for almost a year. You know this.
Yes.
The surgeon told me back in, I don't know, October, it's now March, that I need surgery ASAP. He was ready to put it on the books that day. And so I was like, hold on. And I went to the insurance companies because it's from a car accident and stuff. And so it's the whole thing. Yeah. And they were like, do another round of physical therapy. So I'm like, okay, cool. I have a tear. There's nothing I can do.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went back to physical therapy. They gave me another shot. They, stretched my arm. The physical therapist was like, there's nothing I can do. She needs surgery. I went to my pain doctor. He was like, I can't do anything more. I can give you shots all day. It's not going to do anything. Yeah. You need surgery. Went back to the surgeon early January. And he was like, yes, you need surgery. So we submitted it it's March. What's today? March 12th?
Yep.
I'm still waiting for the PA to be approved.
Oh, God.
He told me when I went in there, he was like, the longer you wait,
the worse
the
it
more
gets.
damage is being done. The worse it gets. He was like, the more likely it is that you have permanent damage. The more likely it is that I'm going to have to repair more than just a tear.
You have more complications.
You're going to have bone spurs. You're going to have dead tissue. You're going to have all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
And I was like, cool, put all that in writing for my lawsuit.
Yeah. I mean, my husband.
I don't know.
So Mr. with a Y has had 6 back surgeries. I'm sure I've mentioned it. But with one of them, it was a work injury. And because America is so great, your healthcare basically comes a lot of the times from how you got injured. So in his case, he got injured at work, which meant the workers' comp company had to pay for it. They don't like paying for things, it turns out. They really try hard not to pay for that shit. So he was in a position where he had to wait an entire year, just like you, just to get it approved because the insurance company kept fighting it, saying, yeah, he doesn't need it. He's fine. Nope. He doesn't need it. He's fine. And yeah, after a year, he was worse and they had complications and it made the whole thing worse. And now he's 45 and trying to get disability because his back's just a fucking mess. And even then, you apply for it and, he got... The first time we applied, he got denied just because that's what they do.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, everybody gets denied the first time.
Yep. And they even told my mom applied, and they were like, "You're going to get denied the first time." And she was like, "What?"
Yeah, they just, as a matter of course, everybody knows you're just going to get denied no matter how fucked up you are.
Which is absurd. Yeah, that's just what happens.
Because they hope people just give up.
Same thing with procedures. Like I went in for breast reduction, and they deny it.
Yeah, because they hope you'll go away and quit fighting it.
I did.
But our disability thing, since they denied him, that means we're doing an appeal now. So we're working with a lawyer, meaning the lawyer's doing the work to do the appeal. And most of the people I've talked to who have gotten disability got it on their first appeal. So we're kind of on pins and needles, just oh, please let this happen because it would be
because there's attorneys that specialize in that, and you just go through them.
Right, and that's what we're using the same attorney that he's had for his work comp case for the past 25 years because we've had to fight for work comp to pay for anything.
Everything.
So but I got a letter from the Social Security office yesterday saying, we sent you a form on February 14th and you didn't fill it out. And if we don't get it within 10 days, we're just going to base our decision on what we have so far and you'll probably get denied. And I looked at it and I'm like, are you fucking I went to the local Social Security office. I sat in that office for 45 minutes and then walked that
Talked on the phone,
got yelled at for talking on the phone. Walked that fucking form up to the desk. The guy made me a copy of it. I saw him enter the information into the computer. And now they're just like, we didn't get that. So, yeah, I had to call today and leave a message for, I guess whoever deals with it. I just called the number on the thing and was we actually did send this. And fortunately for me, I have a disgusting, dirty car and don't throw things away. So I still had the actual slip that printed out when I had to sit in the waiting room because you get a number off of a touchscreen computer.
My purse has everything in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I usually it gets shoved into the purse or in my pocket.
Yeah, it's shoved in the purse. It's all over. My car is gross. My car still has the foot thing that they put down underneath the gas pedal when they change your oil.
Yeah.
Just because what is it going to hurt? It's just a piece of paper. It doesn't bother me.
No. Yeah,
but my kids get in the car because their dad has OCD. And so they get in the car and they're just like, ugh. And it's not even that bad. It has that paper. And then it has I had a bottle of water and so it's down on the passenger side. Things like that. There's another bottle of water in the cup holder and they're just like, ugh. I'm really? There's some sweaters in the back.
See mine. Oh my God.
I'm like, here, but I'm just really?
You go through the winter here and you just don't clean your car in the winter because it's too fucking cold out. So all that garbage that you haven't been picking up out of your car just accumulates.
That's how it is. The summertime here.
Yeah, it just gets, and because I buy stuff to resell, there's always just random bullshit in my car crap that I haven't taken out yet or just.
Well, my trunk. I have a lot of sweaters in my car because
it's so cold down there.
Well, okay, so here's the problem. 2 days ago, it was 27 in the morning, and then today it's 81.
Nice.
How do you dress for this?
Layers.
That's exactly right.
Take it from a Minnesotan layers.
All my dresses are like tank dresses and stuff like that. And I have a lot of like things like that. And so I wear a sweater down to the car, and if it's not warm enough or if it's not the right color, I go down there. I'm like, so I go to my back seat and I'm just like looking through my sweaters. I have like 4 or 5 sweaters back there. I'm like, let's see. And then I change my sweater.
Yeah, I do that. I'll wear a sweater to work, but then I just get ridiculously hot and take off the sweater, and then I forget it at work, so I eventually accumulate 25 sweaters.
I have a work sweater. So. I have car sweaters. So the thing is I'm cold a lot too. So because I'm anemic. Yeah. So I'm cold, so I'll have a sweater, but then I get really like randomly hot because I'm also old and hot flashing. Yeah. So
as you do.
Know, and I have different thickness of sweaters. And then my favorite ones are just the ones that are basically like a long sleeve t-shirt, because then it's just,
Well, and you
like
got to find like a basic color that'll kind of go with everything. And
well, most of them are black and gray.
Oh, yeah.
But the one I wore today is this nice gray color, but it's like a white, but it's, so you know how like the oatmeal ones kind of have like that hint of brown? Yeah. It's like that, only gray. It's really a nice color. Yeah, it's a nice color.
People love hearing about sweaters. I feel like you can't get enough of that. What other podcast is giving people advice on sweaters? Nobody.
So here's the thing. Basically, we're all going to be in serious trouble the next couple of days. Yeah. Next couple of weeks, probably.
So you may not get Soup episode 99 because we could be dead. I'm just saying.
Silver lining. This may be what helps us in the voting season.
Oh my God, I hope so. Well, my silver lining is it could kill the president, and so I'm team coronavirus.
I'm team
for
coronavirus.
Doing.
Although I've been singing COVID-19.
A lot of people are in team heart attack for Trump, but now I'm thinking this could be the thing that does him in. Although he's made of pure evil and probably will never die.
Roaches live forever. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm a big fan of taking out the Rust Belt. Ooh, sorry. But at this point, it's going to be Biden or Trump. So,
yep.
I mean, his base will be thinner, but maybe in 4 more years we can actually get someone who's not so gropey into the office.
We'll see. I don't know. I went to
because Creepy Uncle Joe is not my favorite.
Oh, Creepy Uncle Joe is not most people's favorite.
But I'll vote for him because he's not Trump.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to 100% vote for him.
I will vote for a 5-day-old ham sandwich over Trump. I don't give a shit at this point.
I will vote for a ham sandwich 5 days after you ingest it.
I would too. It's I'm getting it's getting so frustrating to hear. Like the day after Super Tuesday, it was just all fighting, and I'm so sick of the purists.
And then the whole Bernie bros and everybody's coming out. They're like, I'm like, okay, I get it, I do.
Biden's exactly the same as Trump. Well, he's not. I mean, Biden's kind of a shitbag.
Bloomberg was basically Trump.
Bloomberg was basically Trump, and even him.
I love the Make America Great Again hats in blue.
Oh my God.
And then that meme that I sent you where he's like standing next to the guy on the urinal. He's like, hey, I'm Biden. Or I'm Bloomberg. Well, I'm running for president.
All the 10-year-olds in America want Mike Bloomberg to win now. So my 10-year-old was solidly pro Bloomberg.
He does the voice all the time. And I wanted to do a recording. I know he's like, I'm Mike Bloomberg. I can't even do it.
I don't know if I did it on our last episode or not.
Can't even do my own accent.
Did I talk about the my child, the reason that he wanted Mike Bloomberg to
because he does YouTube videos?
Well, so yeah.
Or YouTube commercials?
So apparently Mike Bloomberg spent his entire fortune on YouTube ads, and so all of these
that's where my kids saw
all of these 10-year-olds and tweens across America really want Mike Bloomberg now to be the president because he's been
Problem is they don't vote.
They don't, but I was telling my 10-year-old one night how sad I was about Elizabeth Warren dropping out of the race because she was my favorite, and I'm like, I'm kind of sad. And he just said, I really want Mike to win. And I'm like, really? What is it that you enjoy about Mike? And I don't know. And he had to think about it, and he's like, oh, I know what it was. Mike's going to stop the war. And I'm like, Oh, which war? I don't remember. The trade war. He's going to stop the trade war. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Good.
Do you know what a trade war is?
Time.
Not really. So we had to talk about I told him, I said, basically, like, how do you explain to a 10-year-old the complexity of a trade war? But basically, I just said, China sends us things to buy.
Because I understand it completely.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm well versed on all that shit. No, I'm not. But I just said, we buy stuff from China and China buys stuff from us. But when we buy stuff from China, they don't charge us as much as we charge them. So if China's buying our stuff, then we charge them more. And I'm trying to make it work in his head. And he just looked at me and went, that's just wrong. And he was just morally offended by that. He's like, that's just not even fair. We should charge them the same thing that they charge us. And I'm like,
agreed.
Tell me about it, kid. This is why you should be the president and not Mike Bloomberg or Donald Trump. But yeah, we all think Uncle Joe is creepy, but please just vote for him anyway. I heard he might be getting Stacey Abrams as his VP, which would be huge. I think that would be a solidly good move on his part. But I'm still very sad about losing Elizabeth because I loved her so much.
She was good.
Yeah, I'm a little scared because, I knew the area I lived in was Trump country. I get it. It's Trump's fans are all surrounding me. But this week we had a county hearing for, it's so dumb. There's this group in town who's trying to get the county to pass an ordinance that would say our county is a Second Amendment sanctuary city. And this is something that's happening all over the country and all over Minnesota, and it's total fucking bullshit. But it's basically them going to county government saying, we want you to pass a thing saying that if the state makes any gun control laws, we don't have to follow them. And that way, everybody who lives in this county doesn't have to follow gun control laws. Because that seems like a great fucking idea, right? So this week, it was on, we found out through Facebook that the group that was spearheading this was going to be showing up at the county meeting on Tuesday morning to plead their case. And so a bunch of us liberals were like, well, we should probably show up to that. It ended up being about 3 of us, and I'm going to say 75 of them. And it was creepy.
Yeah,
it's scary. I was sitting there in this room telling my friend who was there, I'm like, I'm more scared here than I would be, I think, anywhere else. This is a scary room. It's full of angry white men, which was most of what was there. There were some angry white women as well. But
diversity.
It was just and there was some.
I'm interested to hear what the white people have to say.
Well, they have a lot of really solid and well thought out points. The first woman that went up to talk, and when you do stuff like this, it's a free for all. You just get in a line, everybody can talk.
Yeah.
So the first woman that went up was like, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for doing the Pledge of Allegiance. Nobody does the Pledge of Allegiance anymore, and I think that's fantastic that you do the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, really, lady? And then she goes on about guns and how, people are going to commit crimes no matter what, because the first murder was Cain murdering Abel, and he did it with a rock.
God.
And he did it with a rock, and other people can do it with a rock too. It's not about the weapon. It's just oh, God.
If you take away guns, you know who has guns?
It was
the bad guys.
So bad. It was, and then
we need good guys with guns, not bad guy with guns.
It was a parade of every shitty talking point you've ever heard in your whole life, just one after another after another,
goodness.
With a sprinkling of the racism. Just a hint of the racism flowing throughout it. Here in my area, we like to talk about how dangerous it is down in the Twin Cities metro area, because there's a lot of different people there. And I don't know if you know what I mean by different, but they're a little different. And they're all down there shooting each other on the street. I mean, if you
tanner than you,
a little bit darker, maybe some immigrant types. And apparently they just walk around. If you walk around in the city on a street, you will get shot.
It's not safe.
You're going to get shot. It's just
right in the face.
It's the way it is.
If you have a baby with you, they're going to shoot the baby in the face.
They have no
and
conscience.
Then you.
These people have no conscience.
Zero.
They'll just shoot everybody. So one guy gets up there and he's like, how many of you, would feel safe walking around, North Minneapolis, and we just feel safe doing that right now? And my friend Amanda and I are the only two that raise our hands. And then he's like, and how many of you feel safe in this community walking around the street? And everybody in the room hands up. And it's just like, dude, we all know what you're doing. It's just racism. Just don't. Like, does that even need to come into your argument?
Unless the Golden Blooms move in next door, then he's like, I don't feel safe in this neighborhood anymore.
Well, there was so much of the 7-county metro area gets to decide everything. They're deciding everything, and we need our lawmakers to know that we're here too, and they don't get to decide everything. And there's more people there. That's the whole point.
There's more people. They vote.
There's more of them, and they vote.
There's a bigger wage gap.
Like, if you have more people of one political persuasion, they probably control
poverty,
things.
Which also causes desperation.
Well, and not only that, it's like there's this feeling that people in metro areas don't count as much as we do. Because if they live in the metro area, they just think they're better than us, and they shouldn't be able to run everything, because we're here too, wanting our guns, and they just don't get it. And
guns, guts, and glory.
Oh God, it was so nauseating.
Yeah, it's bad.
And then it kept so 3 of us got up and made the point, not even against guns, but just why is the county wasting its time doing something that is just going to be sued over later? Like, if we pass a law saying, oh, hey, we don't have to follow the state laws. We're just saying that in advance. And then the state passes a law and we don't follow it. So then the state sues our county, and then our county has to pay for a loss. It's just like...
Yeah, what'd they say to that?
Well, it's like when they won't...
Did they jingle keys and say, nothing to see here?
It's such bullshit.
She does not have a point. Have you seen? She's a lady?
Yeah. Well...
Clearly not wearing a gun.
No.
So
yeah, it was all ladies talking against it, to be fair, and we're not very bright. Although there's one county commissioner, one guy who's a decent guy. I really like him, and he just during a break he kind of walked by my friend Amanda and I and very, very quietly said, "Thank you, ladies, for coming today. I really appreciate it." And then just kept walking. Like,
what was he wearing though?
He was wearing, I believe, tan trousers and a sweater vest.
Hot. Okay.
You would be all over him. He was not as hot as Trump.
He sounds smart. There's something about him. He sounds smart.
He's much smarter than Trump. My county commissioner, my representative on the board, he was one of the people spearheading this. And so he was in hog heaven, just up there listening to the people speak.
All his contingents.
Yes, all of
is that the word?
Constituents, but close.
Constituents.
It was close enough.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna.
Contagion is something completely different. Yeah. That's what I have all over me.
That's what we were talking about before, but apparently after like 75,000 people came up to talk about why they need their guns. He's like, well, I'm going to set a public hearing for this because, more people need to come and weigh in on this. So we'll have to do it in the evening because this is so we're going to do it March 19th at 6:00. We'll have a public hearing. And it's like, fuck.
I love it. Like, that one guy's like, I really appreciate you guys. Voices of reason.
He's like, thank you for coming.
Pass it on.
Please bring more people next time.
Bring more liberals. Pass it on.
So actually we're trying to now, because county commission meetings, they're always at like 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. People are at work. They can't show up to that. So for the public hearing, we're getting a group together on Monday just to talk about how can we get more of us there? What can our talking points be so we don't sound like dumbasses?
You're going to have a meeting.
Oh, we have to have a meeting to get the liberals to go to the other meeting.
I understand that, actually. When we have liberal meetups, we have to have it at a restaurant. And there's a full bar. And so everybody's like, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, it's getting...
I mean, I never go.
Getting liberals to show up to shit.
I'm a little too corona-y for that.
Yeah, that's
I totally coughed at work. I was like, I'm patient 0. Someone should send me home.
Well, that's the thing. This thing is happening next Thursday, and it's
no one listens to me.
It's going to be lots of old white men that don't have great hygiene and cough on things.
Super sad about that.
And I feel like we're all going to get the COVID-19 just from being in that room with all of these creepy fucking... I showed my son the picture. I took a little covert picture in the room of just how many people were in there. Like I looked...
Yeah, I saw the
pretend
picture.
like I was looking at my phone and just took a picture of the crowd. And,
oh, yeah, and the picture of you and your friend... Your resting bitch face was on point.
So much. Yes, it was very...
I wanted to comment that, but I forgot, and I was at work.
Well, now I know. It's fine. No, so, it was very, very resting bitch. The funny thing is...
It was on point.
There's like one photographer for the paper.
I don't think it was resting. I think it was active.
I think it was active. It was
your active.
You know why?
It was activated.
I remember what I was fucking thinking when that shot was taken. Because the kid that was up there, there's a shot of... the podium, and there's this teenager up there, and there's like an older douchey guy with his arm around him talking. What had happened was that teenager got up there to speak, and he started speaking. He had a speech, and then he would take a breath, and clearly he was having a panic attack. Like,
he was nervous.
My kids have anxiety. I recognize what was going on there, and he started crying because, and he was probably 19, but you start crying when you're having a panic attack. And
yeah, it's hard.
So this other...
Or laughing.
Yeah, it's just, you can't control... And he's in front of, not only this board of commissioners, but an entire room full of people, most of whom know him, and they're seeing him cry in front,
Lots of white people. It's scary.
So dickhead Mike, who's the guy who's spearheading the whole thing, goes up there and puts his arm around him, and he's like... Look at how emotional this young man is. He really cares about this issue to get up here in front of you and face his fears and do this and blah, blah. To which, like, God. Okay, I get it. But he droned on for a solid 3 minutes about it. And all I could think was, let that fucking kid sit down. He wants to go sit down and not be the center of attention anymore. And you're keeping him up there so that you can bloviate with all of your fucking... Yeah, as a prop. And I was so angry. I was like biting my lip. I was so fucking angry at that point.
Yeah, because if you speak out of turn, then you're in trouble.
I can't talk, but it was just like, I felt so bad for that kid. Even though he was on the opposite side I was on, I just wanted to like go and move the other guy and go, you can go sit down. It's okay. Like, it's totally fine. I understand what a panic attack is. We did have one guy come up to us afterwards, and... I think when I got up to talk, I said something about, why is our county wasting our resources on this when we don't have enough mental illness facilities, we don't have enough teenage pregnancy programs, we don't have a good public health department, like, we need to focus on that kind of stuff. And so one big burly guy walked up to Amanda and I during the break, and he's like, I just had to say, even though I don't agree with you on this issue, you are totally right about mental health, and we need to do more about it. And, I'm a single dad, and I'm like, yeah, totally. And I was trying to, get along. I was trying to make him like me. I want people to like me, but I'm like, yeah, my kids,
Did you hit on him? That's how I
thought about it. If by hit on you mean talk to him about my children with mental illness, then yeah, I'm really good at hitting on people. So, I mean, he said he was single, so...
Ladies, single dad. It's my kryptonite.
So yeah, the public hearing is on my son's 16th birthday. So now I'm going to look like a real dick if I go, but I have to go. But my son's 16. He doesn't give a shit if I'm at home, so... I asked him, I'm like, hey, for your birthday, do you want to come out to a public meeting about guns? He's like, yeah, no, I think I'm good. I think I'll go ahead and stay home.
Thanks.
I think I'm fine. Oh,
bro.
Shit, there goes my phone.
Oh my God, you're not muted. Mine is in my bra, and yours is not muted.
I'm such a fucking professional.
Oh my God.
This. So we've talked about this entire fucking thing of mine.
I wanted to talk, basically what I wanted to talk about is, because we wanted to talk about coronavirus and politics, but I kind of think they go hand in hand because it might help the politics.
Yeah. I was just going to say that we are coming up on our 100th episode, and
we are.
We've been talking about how we do our patron shout-outs, and we have both come to the conclusion that we tend to take a little too much of the episode doing our patron shout-outs.
It might be my fault. It's my fault.
I'm okay taking some of the blame here for my very lengthy patron shout-outs. But the thing is, we just love our patrons so fucking much.
We do.
But
what we're going to do is pre-record it and have it done. And so we're just going to say, and now here's our patrons. Yep. And it'll be like, plug, boop, like plug that in.
Boopity boop. What we're thinking about doing is asking Deanna Joy Lyons, our wonderful, wonderful intro voice, to make an outro for us. Wonderful. Yeah. Deanna, will you do it, please? Please. Oh, she's just hearing this for the first time now while Rich is editing.
Oh, that's why I'm laughing, because she's like, we're thinking about asking. We're going to think about asking someone.
We haven't asked her yet. We're going to ask her. No. We want to ask her. We just haven't. But now she's listening to this, and it's going to work out perfectly.
I mean, two birds,
We need you, Deanna. So, we need you.
When you hear this, message us, and we'll totes talk about it.
Editor's note, Deanna Joy Lyons checking in. Yes, I am wonderful, and I will do your outro. Goodbye.
We will be changing up our structure. But I thought, since we're coming up on the 100th episode, podcasts change and evolve. This can be a change for...
Should we sneak peek the 100th episode surprise yet?
I mean...
Or should we just drop it and be
just drop it like a bomb
bitches.
On them? I think we should just drop it like a bomb. I think that would be fun.
I kind of want to, tease too, but okay. Yeah,
but how do you tease without telling people who it... Okay, we can give a hint. I have a good hint. Ready?
Okay.
It's somebody from the atheism world who is on the YouTubes. There you go. Figure that out. That's
bigger than
right.
Cogdice.
We got Sargon of Akkad. Is that his name? Sargon of Akkad. Sargon of Akkad. Carl. I don't know because he's a dipshit and I don't listen.
Joe Rogan.
Oh my God.
Wait, I already
telling
know, but
people
that's my guess.
Quit. Now you fucking ruined it. God damn it. Yes, because we got Joe Rogan. We pre-recorded it. He's endorsing us as best podcast. Thanks, Amy.
Best podcast
ever. So yes, what we're going to do is since none of you people send us fucking outros like we request, except for a few of you, and thank you for those, but the rest of you suck, we're probably going to change up our outro, do something standard, and then just do a quick, just like Scathing Atheist, just boom, 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 read them off, and... So
sorry. We'll read off the new people and then all of them from 666 up.
But you're not going to get the love you used to get on the show because we just don't have time. Nobody has time for that shit.
And Rich, you're a 37th favorite.
Yeah, Rich.
You have to know that.
At least 37, maybe 36th. I don't know.
Wow.
So
she's feeling it today.
So yeah, we'll still read the shout-outs every week, but it's not going to be the lengthy shit that we usually do. So
exactly.
So I was thinking maybe we should do that one last time right now.
If you want to.
I'm
ready to interrupt you. Go.
Perfect. Hold on. I got to find the patrons. So,
you're not even ready. See, this is the problem. She's the reason we can't have nice things.
It's so hard to find the tab because I got to click on the other tab for the third tab.
It's probably in favorites, right?
It's right
tabs.
There. Oh no, I pulled it up ahead of time because I'm a professional bitch.
Oh, she even has it open and she still can't find it.
Here it is. Okay, so we have this wonderful Patreon page. If you're new to the show, go find it. Patreon.com/Secular Soup. You can give us money there. We need your money. We love it.
We really do.
People who get a shout out because they've paid $6.66 a month or more are Natalie, who wrote our wonderful intro to our new show, I Date Me. Everybody go listen to I Date Me. We're putting some new content on there.
We have a second episode coming out soon.
Eventually. Rich, did you edit that second episode? Because I totally forgot to tell you about it. By the way, there's a second episode and it's sitting in the thing and I'm busy.
Okay.
I'm out here fighting the coronavirus.
Usually we text him immediately, but we haven't
forget.
Apparently we're using this as our means of communication this week, and that's totally fine. It's been in there for only a day or so. It's not that bad.
I forget that he can't read my mind. Like at this point, I feel like Rich just reads our minds, and I forget that that's actually not the case. So I think it's more of a compliment than anything. So yeah,
I'm being nice.
God damn it. Okay, we've also got Rebecca, Schmishtina, April, Life in the Left Lane podcast, and Joel from Florida, otherwise known as the Florida Man podcast. And as always, one of our favorites, Freethinker215 and Lenny Leonard and Carl Carlson support the Trevor Project. Awesome. Trevor Project is awesome. Great.
I like the Trevor Project.
Go look it up. It is a really good organization. Fantastic. I like it. So, then we've got our...
And I didn't look it up. I already knew what it was, which makes me
too. I know what it is. I'm not that old. Anyway. Okay. That's the one that has Harry Potter do commercials for it, right? That's a reference not everybody's going to get. He did a lot of podcast commercials for the Trevor Project. Anyway, at the $10 a month level where you get a free soup bowl, eventually, I promise. I was working on some this morning. We have our 35th favorite Rich, Wendy, Elvin Engineer, and Renee, our newest $10 patron. Thank you all so much.
Awesome, Renee. Thank you.
And our top patrons, as always, the people that give us an obscene amount of money, which means $20 a month or more. We've got Ashley hanging out with us, one of our first and favorite patrons, $20 a month. We have Randall. I cannot believe you're still giving us this much money, Randall. Like, every week we talk shit and say that you're just okay. And yet you keep giving us the money, which means... You're like,
but he's the
perfect man, because
he's the best. Okay,
you put up with shit and you keep sending us money. That's a perfect relationship. So, in second place, we've got always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Come on, Willis, you can do better than that. Just
it's a good one though.
Shit together.
I mean, it's golden.
It's like, come on. And then
he's busy with all those kids.
That's true. We forgot to forget it. There's a whole funny Willis story, but I'm not going to say it because it would take forever. So at our top spot, once again, $34.56 a month, is I want to be a badass aviatrix when I grow up, which is a very random reference, but I like it. And I like the word aviatrix.
It's good.
I think we need to put Rix at the end of feminine things more often because it's funny. So thank you all so much for being our patrons. From here on out, you will hear much quicker version of your names.
Smoother, faster, stronger.
Better, new for the future. Trimmed fat-free for ultimate not getting coronavirus. I don't know how that works.
Wow, body shaming.
I'm an awful person. So those are our patrons. The
patron list would look so much better if it was trimmed down a little bit. Just lose a little from the sides.
Smile a little bit more, would you?
Have you tried just not being fat?
Have you tried not eating? I've heard not eating helps. It's really good for you. Just don't ever you're hungry, eat.
Just ask yourself, am I really hungry or am I just bored?
Think, do I need food to live? Probably not. Yeah. Actually, what this list of patrons would look better as is a longer fucking
list.
Never
gonna land a man looking like that.
Put some lipstick on, for God's sake. Just put a fresh coat of lipstick. So speaking of which, we will do our extended episode in which we read manners from an old-timey manners book, a book of etiquette.
I have an idea for this also.
Really? You have ideas?
So, I know, right?
Okay.
So you have all those etiquette books, which is awesome. But, so back in the day when I was religious.
When you were hoeing, yeah.
There are so many Christian websites on how to be a good Christian woman.
Ooh, yes, there are.
And I actually read a book that Dr. Laura... the feeding and training of a husband, or proper feeding and training of a husband. Like, I'm sure that's full of all kinds of information.
Totally not sexist either.
No, I actually think it's golden information.
So we could almost like trade off, and I could do the old-timey shit, and then you can do the really shitty Christian shit, and just trade off every week. That's a great idea, Amy. Way to take one for the team and come up with something good.
Way to finally step up.
Way to finally be a part of this team, Amy.
Oh my God.
So yes, if you...
That's all you're getting for another 2 years,
I know.
though.
I'm ready for it. It's fine. I'm ready to carry this thing.
And you're not going to be passive aggressive about it all. You're like, I got it.
I'm not.
Fine.
I'm not passive aggressive. I don't know where you would get that from. I'm not. Whatever. Anyway. So yes, if you become a patron, even at $1 a month, we have lots of different fun levels, but if you become a patron at any level, you can hear the extended episode, which will go on after this for another, 5 minutes or so. Depends on how long it takes to get the point across.
And I'm pretty sure we're going to record another conspiracy chowder, probably about coronavirus, because I'm excited to see that.
That's
stuff.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. I just came up with it right now.
Perfect.
This has been the best business meeting ever.
It really is. I feel like it's been very productive.
We've reached out to people.
More productive than our normal work
come up
meetings.
With ideas.
We talked to the editor face to face. We asked for a favor from someone. This is perfect. This is how I like doing work meetings. Our topic for the extended episode today is going to be men's clothing and what you're supposed to wear for going out after 5 o'clock.
So we'll get rid of all these normies. Bye.
You guys leave, and the rest of you hang around. And if you're not hanging around, we will see you next week for some more exciting news about the coronavirus. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Secular soup creed. Soup is the ultimate virtue. It's delicious, nutritious, patriarchy smashing, racism fighting, warm and fuzzy, human affirming, fun having, anti-theist, glitter throwing, tummy satisfying, pair of new shoes fulfilling, diversity seeking, happiness. Minestrone, beef and barley, chicken broth and split pea, gazpacho, tomato, clam chowder and potato, chicken noodle, beef noodle, egg drop and ramen cup, miso, gumbo, leek and faux. Grab a bowl and taste the magic. Slurp even this.
Now I have to go back to the right tab, and Rich could use this for an outtake too. Stop recording.